In today's video, we will discuss the differences between the artificial intelligence, machine learning, deep learning, and the generative AI. If you are new in AI and have confusions about these different terminologies and concepts, so this video will clarify all of these issues. AI is a very broad term, and the basic purpose of AI is to create systems and applications that can perform jobs like any human being without having any human intervention. So some of the examples of AI systems we have are the self-driving cars. So if you look at this diagram here, so the artificial intelligence is a broad field creating machines or systems that can perform tasks requiring human-like intelligence, and these tasks can be performed without any human intervention or having very less human intervention. So when we say AI is a very broad term, so we'll create a diagram here, the Venn diagram. So here we have the artificial intelligence, and within the artificial intelligence we will have some of these different subcomponents, for example machine learning, deep learning, and so on. So the first thing we have is AI, and again the basic purpose of AI is to create systems, and those systems requires human-like intelligence and no human intervention. And an example of the AI system we have is the self-driving car. So all of the applications that we see around us, like these self-driving cars, and then we have video generation applications, audio generation applications like chat GPT. So all of these things are coming under the artificial intelligence. Then what is machine learning? So machine learning basically is a subcategory or a subset of the artificial intelligence. So here we have the AI, which is a very broad term. So within the AI we have is machine learning, and so here we have machine learning, which is one of the subcategory or a subset of the artificial intelligence. Now the purpose of the machine learning, as the name says, machine learning is to enable the machines to learn on their own, just like human beings do. So the basic idea behind the machine learning is to create systems which imitates how humans learn. And based on that learning, the machine learning will be able to do the predictions. So that prediction could be what would be the rent of the house. So based on the given parameters like the location of the house, the size of the house, number of rooms, and some of the other factors, the machine learning algorithm can then predict that what should be the rent of the house or what should be the cost of the house. So machine learning, which is a subset of the artificial intelligence, is required whenever you want to do any prediction based on the given input. So how the machine learning learns itself? So we'll look at a small scenario, and that scenario will help us to understand the whole mechanism of the machine learning. So let's say we have a data, and the data is having two fields. One is the input, which we call X, and then we have the output, which we call Y. And the data looks like this. So 1 is the input, 1 is the output. If 2 is the input, 4 is the output, and if 3 is the input, 9 is the output, and if 4 is the input, then 12 is the output. So this is the data that we have input into the machine learning. Now based on this given data, the machine learning will try to understand the pattern, that what is happening, that if you have 2 as the input, why we are getting 4 as the output. If 3 is the input, then why we are having 9 as the output. So the training will take place. So this is what we call the machine learning training phase. And based on that, a model will be developed. Now what will be the learning or the finding of the model? That the output Y basically equals to square of X. So whatever X we have, if we take the square, so that becomes the output. So based on that finding, the model will be generated. So once we have the model, now we need to interact with the model, and that is what we call the model inference. So we call it as machine learning inference. And then we will give a new input to our machine learning model. So let's say we have given the input as 5. So based on that, what will be the prediction or what will be the output? So that is going to be 25. So we have our model, and then we have given a new data to our model, and we have our prediction. So whenever you want to make any models for prediction, or let's say you want to do the classification or the categorization let's say you have received an email and you want to categorize that whether this email is spam or not. So in that case, you can also use the machine learning models. If you have been given some other kind of information and you need to determine whether the customer in a bank should be given the loan or not. So based on the location of the customer, the salary, age, and some other factors, so you can then decide, or the machine learning can then decide that the loan should be approved or not. So for these kind of situations, you can learn or you can develop the machine learning models. So again, machine learning, which is a subset of the artificial intelligence, and in machine learning you will have to provide the data, and most of the cases the data will be labeled, which means there will be different columns, and each and every column will have a proper label. So the labeled data will be the input, and for the training purpose you will also have one output column. So based on the input columns and the output column, the model will train itself, and then later on you will provide any new data and the prediction will be developed. So if you have a certain amount of inputs, in our case we have only one column as the input, but in real world scenario you may have 15 columns or 30 or 35 columns or parameters as the input. So again, if you have limited input parameters, machine learning can perform the task very easily. What if you have thousands of input parameters or millions of input parameters? Then how the work will be performed? So in that case, machine learning has certain limitations. Machine learning will not be able to process that many input parameters. So in that case, we will have to rely on another subset of the machine learning, which is called the deep learning. So here we have deep learning. So deep learning is one subset of the machine learning. So again, you have the artificial intelligence, which is a very broad term. One subset of the artificial intelligence is the machine learning, where you give the input data, the model trains itself, and so on, like we just saw in this example. But if you have certain limitations, especially if you have thousands or millions of input parameters, then there are certain limitations for the machine learning models. In that case, you will have to rely on the deep learning. Now, what is deep learning? Deep learning primarily based on neurons. So the basic purpose of deep learning is to create systems that mimics human brain and how human gains the knowledge. So in that case, we will have to understand the neurons, and we will have to create structures that how human brain works and how human neurons work. So that is the basic idea of the deep learning, and we will have to use the deep learning when we have thousands or millions of input parameters. So in machine learning, for example, if you have 30 input parameters or 30 different columns, now the AI engineer can identify that out of these 30 input parameters, which parameters are more important, which parameters are less important. And based on the data analysis, maybe out of 30 input parameters, we'll be working on 20 or 22 input parameters which are extremely important or which will make a big difference. But what if you have 50,000 input parameters? Now the AI engineer or programmers cannot work on each input parameter one at a time and try to identify that which column will have the greatest impact on the prediction. So that is one beauty of the deep learning, which uses neurons, that all the input parameters will be determined and will be decided automatically by the deep learning model. Programmers or the AI engineers will not have to do their own investigation to identify that which input parameters are more important. So if we talk about the machine learning, so we have three main categories in machine learning. We have supervised, We have unsupervised machine learning, and we have reinforcement machine learning. Whereas if we talk about deep learning, we have three major types of deep learning models. We have the artificial neural network, ANN. Then we have convolutional neural network, CNN. And then we have the recurrent neural network, RNN. So the main use of CNN whenever we want to process any image. For example, object detection. Whereas RNN will be used whenever we want to work on text. So machine learning, which is primarily depending on the labeled data or the structured data, whereas the deep learning can easily process the unstructured data. So what is the unstructured data that will be used by deep learning? For example, images, videos, raw text. So if you have any data like images, videos, or text, so that is an example of the unstructured data, because there are no proper columns or the proper identification that what type of data it is. So all of this can be easily processed by the deep learning. So again, we have AI, which is a very broad term. Then we have the machine learning, which is primarily based on the structured data or the labeled data and is used to perform the predictions, whereas the number of input parameters will be limited. If you have thousands or millions of input parameters, or if we want to work on images or videos, then you will have to rely on deep learning. So deep learning basically mimics how human brain works. And within the deep learning, we have the artificial neural network, which describes how to create a neuron, what will be the input layers and what will be the output layers. Then we have CNN, that is primarily used for the object detection. And then we have the RNN, that is primarily used for working on text. Then what is the generative AI? Now the generative AI is another subset of deep learning. So as the name says, generative AI, so this primarily will be used to generate new content, new images, new videos, new audios or songs, as we have seen in different applications like ChatGPT or image creation applications. So all of these are using the generative AI. So generative AI, new content. So the generative AI, which is getting a lot of popularity, especially in the last 3-4 years. And one example of the generative AI we have is the ChatGPT, which generates new content. So the input to the ChatGPT is a prompt, which is like a text. And based on that prompt, a new content will be generated. So the new content could be an image, video, or any other format. Since the generative AI work on prompt, which are text, so we can see here that one of the category of deep learning, which is RNN, which also works on text. So basically generative AI is more advanced shape of the RNN, which are the recurrent neural network. So for that reason, the generative AI is one of the subset of deep learning. Another important feature which is being used by the generative AI are the large language models. We discussed in the machine learning that we will have to create a model. Same thing we do if we are using the deep learning. And the same process will be followed whenever we are working on the generative AI, that we will have to create different models. And then we interact with those models, which is called the model inference. The input will be text and the output will be like videos or any other format. So the large language models basically are the trained models. And you give the input to the large language models in the shape of prompt, and the output will be generated like image or any other format. So when we talk about the ChatGPT, so ChatGPT is nothing but a large language model or a trained model. So generative AI is one of the most popular type of AI, and using the generative AI we can generate videos, songs, images just by using a very simple prompt. So that is a very basic overview about these different type of terminologies: AI, machine learning, deep learning, and the generative AI. In many cases, you will have to perform the data analysis, which is one of the field of data science. So for that, you will have to rely on Python, which is a programming language, and the Python has lots of built-in libraries which you can use to perform any type of data analysis, so that you can understand the data, you can understand the patterns of the data, and based on that the proper model will be selected. So I hope this explainer has given you the basic idea about these different terminologies. If you have any questions, so you can ask the question in the comment section.